Hey folks, I'm Greg. Welcome to Field Notes. What am I doing? I'm having a little chicken. Because fly fishing and chicken, for some reason, just go together. But I will spare you the chomping on camera. Not my favorite thing when other YouTubers do that. What am I doing out here today? Well, today I'm exploring. Why that word, exploring? My girlfriend asked me this morning, what I was going to be doing out here. And of course, I'm looking for fish. But more than that, I'm exploring the area. It's been really tough fishing this year, especially in this spot. Normally it's really good, and we have pretty good luck down here, but we just hadn't had the rain in the last couple years, and it's been pretty terrible. But the way, and I'm looking for white bass, the way they work is they come in from the main lake and they work their way up. And so I went exploring. There's a couple of holes that I know hold fish. I actually caught a few, but that wasn't my point out here. It was to find more spots, see if they're up here, see how far I could actually go down this lake bed. Just exploring like when you're a kid, I mean, it's playing in the lake, having fun. Out in the sunshine, it's a nice day. The weather's not too hot yet. It's about to get super hot. And I came across a couple other fishermen, a couple other fly fishermen actually, which is cool. And I thought it was the same guy. I ran into two. The first one and the second one was a little bit later. But I asked them the exact same question. How you doing? Where are you headed? Any luck? The same old things. And I got the same answer from both of them. What do you think that was? Just exploring around. Sat here exploring, I know one of them even told me, he goes, I know there's no white bass in here. I hadn't caught a white bass in here in years. And I said, well, I just caught a couple upstream. But anyway, he was cool. He was looking downstream. He did the exact same thing I did. It was so random. I mean, it's a long walk down there, and then you're just by yourself for a long time. All of a sudden, here comes another guy with a fly rod. Exploring. And the first guy, same thing. Exploring, man. Just out here checking it out. Seeing what there is to see. I got a fly rod, but, I'm not really here for... I know it's going to be tough. I'm not getting my hopes up. I'm really just trying to explore, man, like when you were a kid, just climbing on rocks and over rocks, and you got a fly rod, so there's holes you can throw into, and you might just get lucky. You might find the spot, and I think maybe that's another reason that we do it. But my purpose today was not just to get outside and get a good hike in. I'm not a huge hiker, but if there's a body of water at the end of it, I can throw a line, then I'm doing that. But really the point was to get out and explore a little bit. I've been out to this particular spot probably 3 or 4 times this year, and I keep thinking, what about that? What about that area? What about that? And you run out of time. So I'm not gonna quit fishing this spot until I really know for sure there's no fish in here running up. So that's really the theme for today. Get out there and explore. And it's not always about catching a ton of fish. A lot of times it's just about, finding something new. I know a lot of us fly fishermen also are big map people. Got a whole folder on my iPhone with nothing but Onyx and Google Maps and Google Earth and trout routes. And if I'm not on the water exploring, I'm exploring virtually my maps, trying to find new spots. And really that's the fun part about it. to me. Even when I go to spots, you know, in other states, you know, looking for fish, a lot of times I don't necessarily want to stop in the fly shop, because sometimes, and I always do, but they can sort of distract you from your plan, you know, and sometimes your plan may be just as good as some of the advice you might get at the fly shop. It might be a little more nuanced, not so generalized. So get out there and explore. Get on your phone and explore. Find a new spot, man. Don't go where the crowds are. Obviously, there are none here. I was gonna switch it around, but there are no people here today. Thank God. I'm Greg. Thanks for joining me on this page of Field Notes. Please like and subscribe, and I will catch you next week as we turn the page on our Field Notes. Bye.